Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel and a City present, and it's of course the One City Show, and this is episode 6 of the One City Show. We have a quick look at the media, both social media, papers, stuff like that. Lots of different media. See all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the hopefully lots of funny as well. Not too much bad, obviously. We try and keep that to the minimum, but we do have to have a comment on certain things that are said and stick up for ourselves, don't we? That's what we have to tend to do these days. So welcome to the show anyway, as we have a look back, perhaps on about 7 to 8 days since we did one of these. So stuff that's been happening from probably about the 22nd, 23rd of February, something like that, right up to the 1st of March, the day I'm recording this. So please enjoy anyway. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications so you know these little vlogs are coming out. I try to inform and entertain as we go through these things, perhaps show you some stuff on this one especially that you might have missed on social media, or you might have seen and just kind of have a laugh again at it or whatever. So please, if you can push that subscribe button, that'd be great. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the football season, by the end of May. So if you can help me towards that, and obviously tell your mates if they've not heard of the channel, please. If you enjoy it, just please point them in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And if you check the playlist, lots of City stuff on there. Obviously past, present, and quizzes, loads of stuff. But there's a film and TV channel as well. I do a little film and TV channel where I review films and TV dramas, information vlogs, lots of different things on there as well. So if that's any interest, please have a look at that, or if you know someone who might be interested in it. And please, if you're not interested, don't worry, tons of football stuff. And there's a couple of links on Facebook and Twitter, so if you follow and friend me on there, I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. And comments, always welcome. All your comments, it's great to get comments. And it's as subscribers grow, obviously comments grow, and it's great to get everyone's views and opinions, and especially things today that we'll talk about. Any comments on that or anything to do with City, just leave us your comments. And if you haven't got time today to leave us a comment, if you like what you see, please just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice to get thumbs up as well. It's nice to get lots of views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. Right, here we go. Any great images? First, we have a sort of look at the images that have been going around perhaps on social media. So we sort of have a look what's out there. And at MCWFC_OSC, of course, we're on to women's football. I don't feature that much. I'm not really au fait on it. Obviously, I give an announcement as to what the next women's game is, etc. But it's not the sort of thing I get involved with unless I can offer anything different. I don't usually bother. But there's some great stuff there. Look at those images, fantastic. Featuring the superb, of course, artwork. I've featured Leslie before. Leslie Ross, who helps out with the women's yearbook covers and does some great images and prints as well. So if you get along to @111 Leslie 111, I mean, there's prints available and stuff like that. She does some great stuff. I mean, Leslie Ross, I've got the book up there still on top of the clock there of obviously the fantastic season. So that's all Leslie Ross's work with another guy. Please, my apologies, I forget his name at the moment, but yeah. So if you like those, they are great images. She's a great artist. So yeah, get along to that @111 Leslie 111. If you want more of that. Kev McGuinness at Gwynny01, Gwynny01. Yeah, we've done a couple of man caves and stuff like this, but that's a pretty decent one, isn't it? I mean, he showed his pool table, and then someone did ask him to show where's the bar, and so he added another picture of the bar. So that's not a bad little one in Stockport, isn't it? And it's not a bad little man cave. I won't mind that myself. I won't mind the pool table. There's something I'm missing really. I could do with the pool table. Not had a game of pool for a long time, but yeah. So that's a great image there, and Kev McGuinness at Gwynny01 of his man cave in Stockport. Fantastic. On to bits about the papers, yeah, and thanks to Lolita Dirikis for pointing out another useless journal. We don't want to give him publicity as such, but it's interesting to know, because I mean, I'll give you his well, you'll know his name, and obviously it's an interesting one. It's Matt Butler. You may have seen him. A couple of guys have commented on it. He's a so-called journalist, of course, linked to the newspaper, and obviously Lolita Dirikis responded to his comments. And obviously, he did obviously when City fans were a little bit of an uproar what he said, he did sort of started calling us precious and sensitive, etc. He didn't spell sensitive wrong, by the way, but I was going to pick him up on that. He's supposed to be a journalist, but he doesn't even spell check his stuff, but hey, there you go. But he quoted, anyway, to quote the iPaper, it was you get a little piece, a little summary of what's on telly, and it's just simply the City against West Ham, and his summation for this City versus West Ham game, this is what he wrote. It is weird that Pep proudly wears jumpers with the name of a refugee charity Open Arms while presiding over a football club whose success is aided by financial doping from a decidedly icky regime. Anyway, City go for 20 wins in a row here. So, I mean, it's just being political. It's just a summation of the game, mate. You don't have to come out with anything else like that. I mean, it's totally unnecessary. What an absolute TWAT this guy is. Some City fans responded, of course. But this is typical of the response he gave. This was a response to one guy, Matt Butler, at Matt Butler 503. So get along and give him just have a little conversation with him, perhaps, if you feel that way inclined. And he says, I'm way too old to care about likes. And he was talking Martin long number. I'd actually forgotten I'd written it. So obviously he'd forgotten he's obviously got dementia of some sort. And I'd also forgotten how sensitive he wrote, but obviously he meant to say, right, sensitive, a section of Manchester City support are. Still, live and learn. Now, nice that you use Dicky, though. I like it. Vague yet triggering. So, I mean, it's just having a go back, isn't it? But at the end of the day, it's neat. You don't need to put that out in the first place. If he's got a political statement to make, write an article, right? Like all the rest of them do. All the rest of the idiots do. Matt Butler, you are an idiot. Anyway, so at Matt Butler 503. So he's always worth a follow, isn't he? Not. And King of the Kippats. Here we go, King of the Kippats. There it is in the background. Here we are. Obviously, the latest edition out. I'll put the sub things on the screen there. If you want to sub to this, please give it your support. It's our last standing magazine, isn't it? Let's face it. I call it a magazine. I'm not going to call it a fanzine. It's our last standing magazine. And an interesting one, this one, because there's somebody in it that you might know. This guy, I don't know, he's a handsome bloke there. I don't know if he's got the best side, actually. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered. I was going to do a nice picture of smiling, but I couldn't find one. I was always miserable face. So yeah, there's a little question and answer with yours truly in there. So that's fantastic. I mean, there's a couple of my early when I was writing brochures. That was like match reports I used to do for my office team. That was one of my Sunday teams. I used to do a little fortnightly brochure with all the scores in it and little profiles, etc. there. So it just explains what I used to get up to. This thing here was a proposed Manchester City magazine back in the late 80s that I was involved in or tried to get off the ground. I was let down, but it tells you a bit more in this about it anyway. And obviously that's my computer magazines I actually did publish. We used to sell throughout the UK a computer magazine. We were trying to get to full colour, but we just sort of run out of money. So yeah, there's a nice little article in this King of the Kippats. So even more worthwhile giving it a purchase, but fantastic. Give it your support, please. The Anfield jinx laid to rest, of course it was. So, yeah, please give it, a little extra bonus there with yours truly. It'll learn a little bit about my past and what I got up to and various things. So, perhaps more than I've sort of little snippets of this. I've obviously spoke on my various blogs over the years, over the months and years. So, but it's quite. Yeah, give it your support, not just for me, just for the guys there, because it's absolutely fantastic. The Daily Fail reported on a City fallout with Opta. Yeah, this is interesting, because we keep breaking these records, don't we? But City and Opta are sort of disagreeing over things. The Daily Fail said, Man City start another row with Opta by claiming Pep Guardiola really notched his 200th win in charge 3 weeks ago. Not obviously against West Ham. Not against West Ham, but stats gurus refused to back down after a meeting and say wins on penalties don't count. Yeah, this is all to do with the penalty wins in cup competitions, isn't it? There was a discrepancy between Opta's findings and Manchester City's verdicts. City claim Pep won his 200th game as boss 3 weeks ago. Obviously, I myself reported it was the West Ham game, so we're sort of sticking with Opta rather than City, aren't we? But Opta have not counted penalty shootout wins, so say it was with the West Ham clash. Club met with Opta and put forward their case, but no agreement was reached. So there you go. So unless Opta are going to change their minds and change how they do things, change all their stats, they're not going to do anything. But that's an interesting. I don't think it's a big fallout, is it? I'm sure they didn't have a big high level meeting, but that was interesting. Onto the City website. Yeah, City was saddened, of course, to learn, and we're all sad to learn of the passing of Derek Partridge. Yeah, a big fan, of course, and former Manchester City scout. He passed away at the end of February. I mean, our condolences and best wishes go to his family and friends, of course. He recently was involved in arranging legend games involving ex-City players and veterans. So yeah, that's a sad thing, and obviously a nice little piece, obviously on the City site for Derek Partridge there. Rest in peace. Yeah, City's Premier League trip to Fulham has been selected for live TV coverage, so that's now still going to be on Saturday the 13th of March, but with a new kick-off time of 8 p.m. GMT UK time. BT Sport are going to provide the full coverage on that. They seem to be doing every City game now, don't they? Yeah, and if you like your deodorant, yeah, this is an interesting one. Yeah, City stars Phil Foden, Sergio Aguero and Edison. I think they've had other City stars in the past take centre stage in a series of Shaw advanced protection adverts. There we go. I'm sure Danilo was involved with one as well a little bit back when he used to play for City. Obviously, showcasing the newest products from their range. This is a 72-hour. Do people not have baths and showers? I mean, why would you need an antiperspirant to last 72 hours? I have no idea. I was confused by the 48 hours. Never mind this 72 hours. I mean, I can appreciate if you're out and about. You know, if you're in the army, you're at war, and you can't get to a shower, then fair enough. But it does surprise me. But anyway, you've got to, obviously City continue their links with Shaw. Is it Unilever? Unilever runs Shaw, don't they? So yeah, so you might spot them in an advert between something fairly soon. Yeah, on February 26th, again looking at the City site, of course, Colin Bell would have been 75, of course, if he'd lived, and to celebrate this and as a tribute to Colin Bell, they've republished the story, and it's quite a long story. So get onto it. Of obviously his comeback, or his second comeback game, if you like, against Newcastle United on Boxing Day '77. Yeah, I mean, I've covered it bits and pieces, of course, but yeah, that's on the City site. So if you dig that out, it's. I think they put that out on the 26th of February. So if you look back to stuff dated that time, you'll come across that. And of course, perhaps they were inspired, City, by my horrible histories. I don't know. I probably can't claim that, can I? But yeah, they've done a special on the City Plus. You have to be a subscriber, unfortunately. But of course, the infamous 2-1 defeat away at York. Obviously, what everyone says, were you at York, sort of thing, wasn't it? I wasn't at York. I'll absolutely admit now. But no, I was not at York away. But a lot were. I mean, apparently, there was about 50,000 City fans there that day. But yeah, so they've done a little feature about 15 minutes on the 2-1 defeat at York. So it's just simply entitled York Away. So everyone knows, if you know anything about City, knows what that's about. The matchday programme is West Ham. Yeah, Andy Hinchcliffe, not everyone's favourite, not my particular favourite. I don't think he particularly likes City now anymore, to be honest with you. But he picked his dream City team for the matchday programme. We had Troutman, Zabaleta, Company, Doyle, Donaghy, David Silva, Colin Bell, KDB, Mike Summerbit, Aguero and Neil Young. So that was his starting 11. He's got some subs up there as well, but that was his starting 11. And staying with the programme, Mark Riley continued his question and answer thing, and I think I did a little piece on this the last one we did, because obviously he's asking questions to Sean Riley, who obviously one of the guys who went to that another infamous game, or famous game, because we won it at Millwall, obviously when City fans were banned, one of the City fans, few dozen City fans who actually got in the ground, practiced the Cockney accents and got to watch the match. But yeah, so he's got a question and answer with the stalwart City fan, of course, Sean Riley. No relation to Mark Riley, so it's not nepotism in any way whatsoever. So that's also on the City site. If you go to the programme with West Ham, that'll be there for a while. They just get further down the list, the page list as you're looking through. But it doesn't want. I think it's on page 4 or 5 or something like that if you're looking through. So it's not far to look anyway. Upcoming games for the diary for EDS Academy and the women. Yeah, the women are in action on Wednesday the 3rd of March, of course, on the Champions League, a 4:45 p.m. kick-off against Fiorentina. And then they're back in action on the 7th of March, Sunday the 7th of March, with a home game against Everton with a 2 p.m. kick-off. The EDS are in action on Monday the 8th of March next, home to West Ham with a 1 p.m. kick-off. And the Academy are next in action on Tuesday the 9th of March, a home game against Stoke with a 2 p.m. kick-off. I don't think any of those are actually showing on any channels, sport channels or City Plus or anything. There's nothing listed on the City page anyway. Out and about on social media, on Twitter and the like. Yeah, old big ears. Yeah, you can occasionally, we we're talking about, not me, I'm not talking about myself. Old big ears, of course, Mr. Gary Lineker, at Gary Lineker, can occasionally be witty, can't he? He did make me smile the other day. It wasn't the West Ham game, it was the one before that, but he did make me smile. He actually wrote, Manchester City have now won 473 consecutive games or thereabouts. So it did make me smile. So he does have the odd lucid moment, doesn't he, Gary Lineker, amidst it all? So yeah, that I must admit that did make me smile. And yeah, this is a good one. Sport Bible picked up on this. I think this was put together by GQ magazine, not a magazine I've subscribed to. I don't know too much about it, but obviously sensible organisation, because they've just named the greatest Premier League champions of all time. There you go. And in number 5 spot we had Chelsea, season 16-17. In number 4 spot we had Chelsea again in the 2004-2005. In 3rd spot, we had our own little Manchester City from 2018-19. So the top 2. In 2nd spot, yeah, Liverpool 2019-20. I think GQ didn't get the mail about, they shouldn't be doing things like this. And actually in top spot, of course, the City of 2017-18. So the greatest Premier League champions of all time. Well, we knew that anyway, didn't we? We didn't know GQ magazine. We didn't need GQ magazine, but I'm sure their circulation has dropped drastically now as Liverpool fans and United fans probably rampage to the offices and sort of flaming torches and sort of throwing bricks at them, not knowing that lot. But there you go. We knew that anyway, didn't we? So City, the greatest Premier League champions of all time, of course. Henry Winter, yeah, Henry Winter, obviously for the Times, isn't he, at Henry Winter. This is an interesting one. There's a charity. The article is simply headed, or obviously Henry Winter tweeted, players urged to show support for referees by clapping them onto the field at Ref Support UK. A campaign called Give the Ref a Hand is launched today. There you go. So good luck with that anyway. The Times, whoever's putting that together, obviously it's not the Times, whoever this charity is, but yeah, I think I wanted to do a few things to referees. It's never really applaud them though, to be honest with you. But yeah, interesting. I'll see how that goes. I've not heard much. That was about a week ago. I've not heard much about it since, and I certainly didn't see anyone applauding the refs over the weekend. So we'll see what happens on that one anyway. And at the Ginger Wig, well, fantastic. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I got a little message off him the other day. I entered a little competition, and there we go. Look, this fantastic mug with the shirts on. Absolutely superb. I always sort of, as you know, always sort of put stuff out, and Ginger Wig comes up with some great stuff. But that's a fantastic cup, isn't it? I don't even want to put a drink in it. I'm gonna hang it up at the back there near my shirts for now. Which the eagle-eyed amongst you, if you watched the last couple of vlogs, would have seen it hanging up there anyway. But yeah, fantastic. Thanks very much at the Ginger Wig, and I would have done this anyway, but yeah, obviously with Mother's Day coming up, I mean, as I said, I'm not doing it because of that. I was giving my support anyway. Yeah, he's got some great Mother's Day stuff, obviously some great Mother's Day cards. I mean, just look at those cards there. I mean, Happy Mother's Day, that's a good one anyway, with the, obviously, with the pep sort of influence, if you like, and to a special mother, of course, with the brother influence on there. The best mum in the land and all the world, that's a good one. And that's what from your favourite, obviously, not obviously picture Sergio. No, not Sergio, your other favourite. I think they're quite funny. If you want to get them for your mother and she's into football and she likes football, even if she's a United fan, perhaps, some great. So you go at the Ginger Wig. There's some great stuff, some great great cards for Mother's Day. Some nice little trinkets and stuff like that. Have a good look round anyway. And again, please, thanks for the mug. Fantastic. These are fantastic. These are on there as well. Superb. Quite sturdy as well. I'm sure I get plenty of use out of this if I do start using it, rather than having it up in the. I like to keep. I don't like, I like things to be pristine. I don't like the possibility of that'll get broke if I start using it. So I'm just gonna hang fire for now anyway. And at Blue Drunken Man at Chiv 1984. Yeah, this is. I think he did this again when it was 19 wins on the trot. We're at 20 now, aren't we? But if any rival fans want to find out more about how our club is doing, feel free to visit www.mancity.com. So there we go. So I thought that was quite good, but I mean, it could go on forever. Let's hope it does go on forever, at least for 22 anyway. Let's. I don't mind losing after 22, to be honest with you. That'll do me perfectly. And yeah, a little ditty from @MarkMMMAC, Match City Match Shirts. Yeah, a little ditty about Liverpool have been struggling a little bit, haven't they? They've had the wind and they've had the cold feet and they've had various things, and obviously, the LA song, obviously, we don't want this to be tied in with anything nasty particularly, but you come up with that little ditty. The words are on the screen there. All the way to Anfield to end up in defeat. No one in the stands. The goalie's got cold feet. Pickford injured Virgil, the wind is howling through. The players all have asthma, and God's up in blue. LA. Yeah, will it catch on? Probably not. Not if I sing anyway, that's for sure. But are they going to connect that with anything? Well, they'll probably whinge about Pickford injuring Virgil, won't they? They'll probably have something to say about that. But lots of things have come around the last few weeks on that little song. Very clever. So that was fantastic from Man City Match Shirts at @MarkMMAC. Obviously we all know Mark. I think you should know Mark. His features a lot on various things to do with City, but not a bad little ditty. Come up with yours. See if you can do any better. And of course, on Manchester City at Man City, there's a great image of Sterling there. I mean, I assume he's on Mars there. Obviously, with this Mars lander and the camera. I've actually, I do love space stuff and things, but I'm not watched anything about it, to be honest with you. I've been too busy with this football and films and stuff like that. I've not had a chance to look at that, but I do assume that's something to do with this Mars landing. But what did interest me was the ball, obviously on the surface. I'm just wondering which penalty that was from, whether it was Mahrez's or was it KDB's. I was a bit confused as to the ball he found on Mars from which of City's missed penalties it was from, but they didn't let us know what that was. But a great image nonetheless. But why did he put that on? I'm not too sure. We'll finish off, and finally, as we do on this one, I think I showed you last week the start of an Etihad Stadium being built. I mean, what, a new Etihad Stadium? Yeah, well, a Lego version, wasn't it? Jules at Chevalier du Cap. Yeah, she's now finished, and she simply put finished at last. And of course, we featured the early stages, so I had to show you the finished item, which I'm not going to quibble over certain things with it. Some people will say, "Oh, that's not quite right. It's different." But yeah, it's. And we did have a comment from a Liverpool. Well, obviously, it must have been a Liverpool fan because the thumbnail had the Liverpool World Champions thing on it, that they did whatever it was, that World Champion thing. So obviously saying there's nothing, implying that obviously, well, it's empty like the real one, isn't it? Really clever stuff. I did say, well, it's almost as empty as your head, love, but I'll probably get in trouble for that, won't I? But hey, there you go. She's I have no idea who she's got 10,000 followers. I don't know who she is, but anyway, I'm not even going to mention. I'm not going to give her the time of day. But it's just typical, isn't it? You can't even put something nice up, can you? You can't put anything nice up. You're always going to get someone playing City Bingo, some pathetic person who's probably never been to a game in her life, to be honest with you. But there you go. But fantastic. That was a great image of the Etihad there in Lego. What more could we ask apart from perhaps some Lego footballers playing inside and perhaps some fans in there? There might be some fans in there, probably more fans in there than there are at the ground at the moment. So anyway, not a bad way to end the episode 6, is it, of the One City show. Please let me know your thoughts and comments, as I say. And if you see anything, and if you just send it me as well. If you send me an image or through Twitter, obviously if you follow me on Twitter and Facebook, just send us anything that I might miss or something that you find funny. Just please send it to me, and I'll include it in the next episode 7, which is usually out within the next 7 days or so. But say with games coming thick and fast, it gets harder to do these little things. But we'll get a break at some stage, I'm sure, and be able to catch up with things. Please check out my other Citizen vlogs. I've done a recent special on the 28th of February win over Newcastle in the League Cup in 1976. Just shared some personal memories of that one. So like I said, that was my second trip to Wembley, and the first time we'd won, because I went to the Wolves game, which we got beat, and obviously we beat Newcastle. That was fantastic. So check that out, and also a review of a match programme review, obviously where I have a look at the match programmes, and I'm looking at the Liverpool one on the latest episode, so please check that out as well. Whatever, I look through their match magazines. Shame City aren't doing one, but we've got this, haven't we? We've got King of the Kit back, so it's not a total disaster, is it? But hey, there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please leave us your comments. Whatever you're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps you flit across, have a look at my film and TV channel, wherever it is. All I ever ask of everybody out there is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.